Hey, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about virtual currencies and cryptocurrencies. I'm brand new to the world of cryptocurrency, longtime investor but new to cryptocurrency, so I really wanted to know how to keep cryptocurrency safe. If you're thinking about getting into cryptocurrency and you're worried about keeping your cryptocurrency safe, stay tuned. So the first thing I did a little bit of research to see how coins have been stolen or lost in the past. I looked at Mt. Gox, I looked at the recent Binance theft of coins, and I looked at Quadriga. And this is what I found. Basically, in all of these situations, coins were stolen directly off of the exchange. In the case of Quadriga, coins weren't on the exchange, they were actually in what's called a cold wallet or in cold storage, meaning the coins were in a device that was not connected to the internet. However, the problem is the keys to those particular wallets were still held by the owner of Quadriga, and he suddenly died. Nobody has access to these keys, so nobody can access the coins that are in this cold storage or in these cold wallets. Just a quick update on Quadriga CX. According to the Wall Street Journal 2 days ago, it looks like Ernst & Young has been through quite a few of the wallets that supposedly the keys were lost to, the private keys were lost to. It turns out it looks like the owner of Quadriga, he's stole most of his customers' cryptocurrency and spent it on luxury items for him and his wife. So bad news if you were a Quadriga customer, but it doesn't change the point of this video. That is how to keep your cryptocurrency safe. Okay, so the first thing you're going to have to really understand if you want to keep your cryptocurrency safe, you need to understand the difference between a public key and a private key. The public key is something that you actually can email to somebody else. It allows them to send cryptocurrency to your wallet, but the public key does not allow anybody to remove any cryptocurrency from your private wallet. So it's perfectly safe to give to someone if you're trying to receive cryptocurrency. The private key, this is what's really important. When you set up a wallet, you know if you have the private keys because you will have to set up a special passcode. It'll be a series of words put in a random order, usually 12 or 24 words that you choose the random order. The application, the wallet will tell you this is your private key that's being set up, and to write down the private key password or the recovery password someplace. It is really important to write it down. Write it down in ballpoint pen, on a piece of paper. Keep that piece of paper someplace safe. If somebody gets that private key, they can get into your wallet, they can get access to your cryptocurrency, and there's no way for you to recover it if they transfer that cryptocurrency out. Now, you might be asking, hey, why not just save the password like everything else in a password save app or something like that? Well, here's the problem. If you ever got hacked, if somebody managed to get into your Evernote account or whatever and find that private key and then crack into your wallet and they have that private key, again, you could potentially face losing all your cryptocurrency, and again, there'd be no way for you to recover it. So even though it sounds really old school, it's critical that you write down that private key, that recovery passphrase on a piece of paper, and keep it someplace safe. Now again, when you initially buy your cryptocurrency, you're going to be buying it on an exchange. And I don't really have a preference for one exchange or another. If they have the cryptocurrency you want to purchase or the tokens you want to purchase, then that's perfectly fine. The key though is you must take that cryptocurrency off the exchange. In every example that I listed before, if cryptocurrency was left on the exchange or if cryptocurrency was transferred to cold storage, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, where the cold storage private keys were maintained by the cryptocurrency exchange, you are still at risk of losing your cryptocurrency. So once you've bought your cryptocurrency or once you're done trading your cryptocurrency, it is critical you transfer it off to your own private wallet. Software app is perfectly fine, but get it off, number one, get it off one exchange as soon as possible. Rule number two, Don't leave your cryptocurrency on a PC. Particularly PCs are very vulnerable to being hacked by hackers. They can get into your camera, they can get into your microphone, they can definitely put on a key tracking app of some kind or virus of some kind, and of course, once they've got your private keys, again, they can get into your wallet and they can take your cryptocurrency cash. So don't put it on a PC. Put it on maybe a smartphone or maybe an iPad or something like that. Maybe Apple is better than PC. It's a little harder to hack. Putting it on a smartphone, you've actually got a more primitive operating system that's also much harder to hack than, say, a PC. So think about putting it on a smart device. I suggest an old smart device that you're not really using. Why? You can turn the smartphone off, disconnect it from the internet, and effectively turn it into cold storage. So, what's the difference between a hot wallet and cold wallet or cold storage? Well, it's very simple. Your hot wallet is actually a trading wallet. So anything connected to the internet is hot. So even if you have the private keys on your phone, if it's connected to the internet, it's still considered hot. If it's connected to the internet, there is still some chance, although it might be quite remote, there's still some chance that you could be hacked. So if you want cold storage, if you want to be 100% safe, put it on an old phone, disconnect it from the internet, turn it right off. There's no way you can get hacked if the phone is turned off. So what if you want more security than just having something on your old smartphone? Well, then you might want to look at getting a specialized cold storage device. These cold storage devices are very similar to USB devices, but they also will have private keys on them. So you can actually put your cryptocurrency on these devices, turn them off, completely disconnect them from the internet. Again, put them someplace safe so that they don't get water damage in case of a flood or fire damage in case of fire. But take a look at getting a cold storage device if you want added security. And an interesting tip that I read, make sure you buy a new cold storage device. There is some chance if you buy a used one, it could have been bought by a hacker who might have changed some of the code on the device and made it vulnerable to being exploited in the future. So little tip, buy a new device rather than trying to save money and buying an old device or a used device. So I'd like to share 4 common sense ideas when handling your cryptocurrency. Number one, get that money off of the exchange as soon as possible. Don't leave cryptocurrency on the exchange unless you're trading it. If you're not trading it, my suggestion is get it off. Number two, if you want to carry cash around and actually use it, if you want to use cryptocurrency for purchases, think of it kind of like, how much money would I actually have in my physical wallet? How much fiat currency would I carry with me? Are you comfortable with a couple $100? Fine. $200 of cryptocurrency sounds reasonable to me. But don't put more than you're willing to lose. If something happens and somehow somebody gets that $200 of cryptocurrency, you're going to be happy you didn't put more on. Number 3, if you are storing thousands of dollars on your device, I would think about that. Would you really be comfortable carrying a couple of $1,000s around with you on the street? Probably not. So my suggestion is don't do that with your cryptocurrency either. Store the majority of your cryptocurrency on a separate device and only carry around what you're planning to spend over the next couple days in a separate smartphone or smart device that you can use to make purchases on the street. 4. You've got your cryptocurrency on a separate device, it's disconnected from the internet. How much money is okay to leave just in an application on your smart device? Well, that's really up to you. How much cryptocurrency are you prepared to lose before it would financially ruin you or really, really ruin your day? If you feel like, if I lost this cryptocurrency, it would really affect my life, then my suggestion is it's time to get that dedicated device. Get that cryptocurrency off your smartphone, put it into dedicated cold storage device, remove it from the internet, put it in a safe, put it in a lockbox, put it in a safety deposit box in the bank, whatever. Make sure that if you've got serious money, whatever serious means to you, if you've got serious money in cryptocurrency, get it into a cold storage, dedicated cold storage device. So now, should you be scared of using cryptocurrency or investing in cryptocurrency? From my research, the experts say no. It's probably the same as handling cash. Yes, of course, you might lose, a couple $100 of cryptocurrency for some silly reason, sending it to the wrong mailbox or sending it to the wrong person. But you know what? I've dropped a couple $100 in cash a few times on the street, so that happens. Basically, what I'm trying to say to you is, use your own common sense. If you use common sense and think about the levels of safety you need for the amounts of cryptocurrency you're either carrying or storing, you're not going to have any problem. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section down below, and I'll get back to you.